Okay, well, it's another day, and I'm going to start getting my gas line set up for my new generator. As you can see, I went ahead and moved the generator to where it's ultimately going to be. So I just have it covered and cable locked. So here's what I have decided to do. Right there is where my gas line is going to be coming out of, right there. I'm going to run it straight across this beam to right here, and then I'm going to drop it down all the way to about here. So before everybody loses their mind that I'm using copper, so there's actually copper on my natural gas system as it is. So I'm actually tying this copper into the existing copper line for my natural gas. Plus I hate galvanized pipe. It super sucks. So I went ahead and cut this length. It's 80 inches. That's going to go up here. And then I'm going to pipe it over and drill a hole up and get to my copper lead that goes to my hot water heater upstairs. So yeah, let's see if I can't set this up. Okie doke. Not bad. Okay. So first things first, we're going to solder on. I guess I should probably show you guys the stuff that you need. That'd help. So first and foremost, you're going to need, if you're using copper, you're going to need some cutters. These are from Home Depot. They're like 15 bucks. That'll help you cut the copper lines. Come over here to solder or sweat your pipes on. You're going to need your solder. Duh. You're going to need some flux. I got a new can of flux. Oh, the air conditioner just cut off. Oh, it's going to be a lot quieter. You're going to need your brush. That you dip this into the flux, and then you will apply it to your copper. And then when you heat it up with your torch, it will allow the solder to flow into the joint. So here's my ball valve that I will be using. It's a gas ball valve, it's 3/4 inch. I probably should check to make sure that will thread onto the hose. I'll double check that in a sec. And that's about it. I do have a 90 because when it comes down off that pipe over there, it's going to be like this. And then that ball valve is going to thread into here. This will thread into my copper line, and that way I can switch over from the copper to the brass. So yeah. I did notice though, I seem to be missing. Uh-oh. Well, just noticed I'm missing the copper bit. So I'm missing a piece that looks like this that threads onto here. I don't know where that went. Okay, well, the other bags. But let me go ahead and get this joint soldered. At least show you how to do that. And yeah, should be fun. You always want to make sure you clean your copper first. You can use a tool like this, or you can use sandpaper, emery cloth, whatever. Just make sure you sand up the joint before you start applying your flux. The flux paste is kind of a gooey consistency, so it doesn't drip off. And you're just going to brush it on there, just like that. You don't need a lot. Less is more. Because what this is going to do is it's just going to allow the flux to flow into the joint easier. You only need it on the outside of the pipe. Don't put it on the inside. No need for that. What I like to do is I like to get my flux, or my solder, excuse me, get it out to about a stem out and put it in that mirror or that window like that. You should see it a little bit better. Make it like a hook, because as you're heating it up, you're going to apply it and it'll slowly melt into the joint. I'm going to be applying a 90, so that's what's going up top. Put the joint on. There you have it. Now we just have to heat her up. You can use propane, or you can use what I'm using is MAP gas. MAP gas is the yellow container. Propane will be in blue. You're just going to heat up the joint. You're going to heat up the, on this particular application, it's going to be the 90, so you're actually heating up the actual joint itself. Try not to put too much heat in one spot. Move it around. And once you got it, should flow right in. Perfect. Don't forget, this is going to be extremely hot. It is copper, so it's very conductive to heat. Clean it up just a little bit. Make her look pretty. See, it's still very hot, so that's going to take a minute to cool down. It's a good time to inspect your joint. Alright, bring this over to you guys so you can see. So, I don't know if the light's good enough in here, but you can actually see that solder has flowed all the way around the pipe. You can actually see, I don't know if you can see it in the daylight, you can see the solder that has flown into the joint where the pipe meets. So that is a good connection. Okay, but one thing I did forget to bring is a rag. Pro tip for everybody, if you decide to do this, don't wear shorts and tennis shoes. The splatter hurts. It does stick to your skin. So yeah, as you can see, I do have some now solder on my shoes and on my skin. So no pain, no gain. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I got to go find that piece that I was telling you about. That'll go on the other end of this. That will allow me to thread on this piece to here, and then my ball valve will Stop the video as I go hunt that down. I may have forgotten it in the bag or something at Home Depot, so I might have to go get one. So, anyways, all right, we're well on our way.